Alright guys, we've got a number of questions on our 4x4 Diesel YouTube channel, and one of them was to do with all the extra wiring with when you're installing one of these compressors. So that's a good question, you know. So there's a whole heap of modifications going on here. You can see a nice Optima there. We've got the dual battery here, and there's some fuses going in there, and there's a compressor going in over here on that awesome KAON bracket. So the ARB compressor. You can get the bigger one, but it costs a bit more and it's heavier and it's harder to fit in under the bonnet or in the car really. And under the bonnet's good because it's close to the main battery. It's close to the batteries here, if you know what I mean. Try and keep the wiring short as possible. So in the vehicle isn't ideal. So the other part of it is, if you haven't got a locker, you're not really going to need to use or control the compressor with this switch from inside on the dash where you normally would. So therefore you end up with all this extra wire, because this wiring loom from ARB is designed to be able to have the compressor pretty well anywhere under the bonnet or maybe somewhere in the car, and the switch needs to go to the dash, right? But in this case the switch is right next to the dash. So what would I do? I would roll it all up nice and coil it up nice and neatly, put it somewhere out of the way with some zip ties, make sure it's not rubbing on anything hot, because you never know when your circumstances change later. But this isn't my car and I'm doing the install. I'm not doing the install. So what do you reckon?
I'm just going to tidy it up. Cut the excess off like
Ooh. Did you cut the right wire?
that. I think so.
Is this like, oh my God. So this is not like the movie Speed where is it the blue wire, the red wire? We just cut the whole lot. So, okay, so this is pretty easy to sort out though, isn't it? Let's have a look. What do we got there?
We've got green.
Is that a brown, green, yellow and a red? Or is that black? Is that black or brown? I can't see too well. I think it's black, but it looks brown because you can see the copper hanging at the end of it. So I'm pretty sure we've got red, yellow, green and black. So look, the answer is, on my vehicle, somebody said, what did you do with the excess wire? I called it up and tucked it neatly down there somewhere. On this vehicle, as you can see, it's too late to go back now. What do we got here? So that's the switch. So these wires still need to go inside. If you want to light it up and to get your ignition, you can go to permanent power, then the compressor will work any time. So that is an option. So the wiring instructions say one of these is to go to the lights. So, you know, when you turn your lights on, so the switch here lights up, which you're obviously not going to need lights on it if it's, you know, outside under the bonnet. You're usually going to be using daylight. And the other one is, yeah, so it only works when you turn the power on. So if you wanted to, you could connect both of these one way or another to a battery and have permanently lit up switch and a compressor that'll work anytime. That's an option.
Yes.
Okay, what did I do? I ran these two wires inside. Is that what you're planning to do with this one? Run them inside, or you haven't thought that far yet? You just like cutting wiring looms open. I like it.
I'm going to join it to the green wire here.
Yep. Okay.
So when you have the ignition on,
yep,
that comes on as
you're
well.
going to connect both of them there.
That's
so the
right.
light comes on. So that's when it works. That's when the light comes on. So the light, because the light's not going to use a lot of power, so it may as well come on whenever the ignition's on, not necessarily when the lights come on. So join those two together. That's with that wire under there. Okay, cool. Now for the video, do you mind showing everyone which? Can we see exactly which wire that is?
It is the green one. I think it's the green.
You think? What's the percentage chance? The green one on the back of that plug there, yeah? Mm-hmm. That green one there?
Yeah.
That one? Where that, one that green one? So what's the chances that's the right wire? Is that like 50-50 phone a friend, or 90% chance, 99, or where are we at with that?
90+% because I did put the multimeter on it.
So we'll say go and check it yourself, guys. Go and check and make sure that's okay to use, because I'm not sure about that one myself, okay? Bada bing. So the deal is, yeah, no, it's not like the movie Speed where you got to work out which wire, or what movie where they got it, Mission Impossible? No, what movie is it where they go, is it the blue wire or the red wire? There's heaps of movies like that anyway, right? So
that's right.
It's really simple, you know, match up the colours. When you join it again, I suggest you use heat shrink and solder and connect them properly. Yellow to yellow, red to red, brown to brown, green to green, whatever the case may be. Pretty simple. You can get rid of your wire. So why did you want to get rid of the wire? Why didn't you want to just coil it up neatly down there the way I would probably do it? Am I being lazy maybe?
No, it's just me. I want the engine bay to be nice and tidy.
Yep.
I know this is not much weight, but every little bit of it.
So, yeah, what do you reckon that weight? It's probably 100 grams. And you got spare wire for another job. So
that's right. I'm going to keep this anyway in the event that in the future we might do some changes.
Yeah, you never know.
We can always go
Probably
back.
not though, yeah.
No.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that pretty well answers the question. What would you do with the extra wire? What would I do? I'll call it up down there neatly somewhere out of the way behind the compressor. Other people are going to cut the wiring loom and rejoin it. Creates a bit more work, but you're going to take even a bit more wire off here, I'm thinking. Yeah, you're going to take this back to, you're probably going to take, you know, another, you just casually sort of cut that for the video, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to bring it back nice and short and join that back here somewhere type thing. So whatever, yeah, so get rid of the extra wire. Now what about the lockers? There's diff lockers and stuff which this vehicle doesn't have, and there's wiring for that. That must be down there somewhere as well, is it?
We've just tapped it up in this area here. There should be another plastic connection that goes onto it.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what I did as well, yeah.
Yeah, so never know, we might install lockers, but this vehicle doesn't require it. That's really well off-road. Yeah, you just never know.
What do you reckon? Can we cut all that wiring, you know, the locker wiring off as well? It's not going to cause any problems, is it? There's no switches or anything connected.
That's right, we can do that, yep.
We could get rid of it, couldn't we?
Yeah,
if we get rid of this wire, why wouldn't we get rid of that wire as well, you know?
Yep, another option.
Let's really lighten off the load, I'm thinking. This compressor looks like it needs a bit of adjustment. It's still got to be adjusted further towards the firewall to give a bit more room to the air box, so don't worry about that. It's just it's a bit half done, you know, as you can see, it's all in pieces here. Compressor installation, dual battery. So what else have you got going on with the dual? What are these fuses here for? Is that from the battery, is it?
One of these is for the DC to DC charger.
Yep, okay, which is down here on the KAON bracket. That's the red arc one. Beautiful, okay. Let's see.
And the second one, this is a portable...
Is this for the back of the vehicle, is it?
That's right. So
wow.
we haven't finalised the setup at the rear. So we're going to have about probably 1.5 metre length, and we can move it around the cabin anyway.
Right, okay, cool. Yep. So it's kind of a bit of a mobile box. Once you work out where it is, just mount it in the back, and you've got all your power options, whatever going from there. I like those fuse boxes as well. Okay. So if you have a storage system or something, could be something that you mount it to the storage system.
That's right. Yeah.
That's very good. Yeah. Can people purchase those off you if they want a box like that set up for them? So then all they've got to do is run the wires to the back and connect 2 wires. Can you do this for people?
Absolutely.
Like that, yeah.
We can tailor it to any needs. So how many switches you want, how many inlets and plug, and over here you can have all your USB chargers and so forth.
Yep.
So this is a 6-way fuse box. I find that this is quite enough for most people.
Nice. So they could just purchase that box how they want it, mount it in the back of the vehicle, connect 2 wires to it, and bada bing, in business. Okay, that's good. Well, let's put that option out there. If anybody is interested in something like that, like usual, just shoot me a text message and I'll hook you up with our 4x4 Diesel Workshop partner that can sort out that for you. What else can we add in here? So I reckon we're just about done. It was mainly to answer the questions on where to, what to do with those wires. What do you do with the extra wires? I think we covered that pretty clearly. So have you got any heat shrink and solder in stock or what? No?
Ran out, used it all on the previous job, so massive job.
And what time is it now? I think 5 o'clock. Shops are shut, so
we're on holiday.
We'll have to crack out a few more beers, mate.
That's it.
What are those beers you got there, mate? Pale ale, yeah. Who's pale ale? There's a few pale ales.
In the green box.
In the green box. The pale ale's in the green box. All right, guys.
James Squire.
I think that's it. I think if you haven't figured it out, this video was made on Christmas Eve. And there's a few pale ales around, but I really thought it was a good opportunity to answer that question for the person that asked it and for anyone else. I think they watched our, I think it was called KAON versus ARB or ARB versus KAON video, because I think that's what the video was called. You may have watched that video, so if you have a look at the comments on that one, and it's about this KAON bracket. That's the bracket KAON make. Australian made in Brisbane, Australia, and the ARB compressor is also made in Australia. So what a combination. It's not really ARB versus KAON, it's bada bing, they go hand in hand, and there's the answer to the question. We're out of here. Hope you'll have a great Christmas. Merry Christmas, and all the best in the new year, guys. Catch ya. And you know, you can subscribe or not, we don't care. Thanks for watching. See ya.